Listen, commenter states that I ruined this engine by putting it in forwards. I didn't know it could go in backwards. Anyways, let's finish this thing. Alright, so we have moved this big ass steel plate down. And it's being held up by my trusty little stool. Anyways, now I can get it marked out where I need to. And we'll break out the plasma cutter. So I'll probably just one of the sides and zip it off so that I can finally get rid of this. And then we can work on that back there too. So let me finish getting set up and we'll get some video of me cutting this up. Ooh, and before I get carried away, I told you I'd show you the radiator in the last video, and I didn't. So, it's secured up in there, nice and tight, not going anywhere, because I said so. Check out that room. There's a lot of room where it's spaced out at. So this will be great. I have plenty of room to drop everything down and around for intercooler, around the side. Could probably cut most of that off, because it's not doing anything being there anyways. So we'll just stab a couple brackets up on top to hold it in place. I think there's supposed to be rubber grommets. Actually, I probably know there is. You don't ever have metal on metal contact with things like this, so I'll try and find those. Maybe I can get them local, maybe I can't, probably not. I got my little pieces drawn out, what I need. I loosely based the transmission one off of the piece that I cut out. So now I can just zip these out real quick and clean them up. Well, that didn't turn out as graceful as I thought, but those pieces are cut out, and it's getting rain everywhere, so I'm going to close the door. We'll get these cleaned up and welded. Well, we're doing a halftime report on the Camaro. It's kind of drying, well, it's kind of warming up here, and a bunch of the snow melted, and Camaro appeared to be raining inside. And I was like, yeah, man, you know, there's some water in it. I was like, ah, shit, there's really some water in it. So, hopefully that's all it is. I still haven't checked the trunk yet. I gotta dig through some of that, but I was just sucking this up. There's probably, I don't know, inch at least in there. I just took the mat out of it, and it's over there dripping on the garbage can, but buy a T-top, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Oh man, that sucked. I think I got it vacuumed out though. Check out how much this is. There's probably like 2 gallons in there. It's ridiculous how much I just sucked out. Trying to figure out where the leak's at, but back to your regular scheduled video. Check it. So that looks pretty good. Welded up this little box onto that. Now I'm just going to take and put some marks here, and I'll drill a hole. I'll probably end up welding a nut on the other side. That way I can just take a bolt and put it in and hold that in place. But we got the holes all drilled, so now it's got 4 bolts in it. It's mounted up nice. Now to move on to the transmission. Well, I just tried filming this a little bit for you to get you a clip, but something goes on with this camera where it just automatically stops recording. Anyways, I got a hole. I need to make it a little bit bigger now, and then I can weld a nut to that backside. Alright, so what I ended up doing So I ended up just drilling super deep. So now it goes into that hole, like so. I don't know how well you can see. It passes through the second plate, but kind of a pain in the butt. But for now, it's gonna work. Decent thing is once this bottom plate is mounted, it doesn't matter if it comes out or not. It can stay in with a single bolt up top. I don't know if you can see that up there, but with that there, it doesn't need to come out. And that's not going anywhere. Show you what the backside looks like. So it's one of those boxes on the back of it so it doesn't twist. And that's what we're talking about. So you can see it just barely protrudes through the top. It ain't perfect, but it's gonna work for sure. We got both sides all bolted up. Looks pretty good. So now we can continue on. I did find that where it's paint pen marked, it's really close. It's a little too close for comfort. So I'm going to take and actually cut that whole thing out right there. Basically from here across, it rounds, and then it'll be fine. Just a few minutes of cutting. No biggie. So I lowered it down, and that front is now tucking tire. I need to get some new springs in there. But look at that. I don't even have... I have enough to get my finger in there. That's it. It's hella flush, yo. But I'm going to take this off, and this will be the first time that it's ever held the engine by itself in position. There it is. It's in its new home. It's going to sit really nice. Really, really nice. So with that intake manifold in, gives you an idea on how much is going to be poking out. Basically all of it. Which is perfect. No hiding any of this. Alright, so bent it up really, really hard. This is a this is 1/4 inch plate steel, so not the easiest to bend. So you can see it's got a nice radius to it, some quick tacks, and we'll throw it up in the car real quick. So that thing fits great. It's really close in some spots, but for the most part, it's really not bad. Good enough I can weld it up and put it in. I'll just have to grind back some of this front piece, give it a little more, and then I can build my bracing just to come out and over, which will be easy enough. Check this thing out. So there's a trans cross brace. It's almost pretty much done, but I went through and I boxed up more. I welded all the way around, and then I got this support piece for the transmission on. So right now I just have 2 braces holding it. I'm going to go through and I'm going to actually double these up so that it's stronger. It's held better, but let me pop it up in the car and I'll show you how it looks and how decent it holds. Alright, so I haven't even put the bolts in it yet, but those freaking line up perfect. So let's pop those bolts in real quick. Okay, the bolts are in. We'll drop this down. And just like that, the engine and transmission are mounted. They are on their own braces. But the only thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to add a couple more of these braces on both sides and maybe one in the center. Other than that, that thing is done.